Hey guys, got some new cards today, so gonna be going through each one individually. So starting things off with Ice J Tanola. So basically, its special ability. Ice J Tanola special ability. You can send one card from your hand to the graveyard. Then target one water monster in your graveyard. Send this card from the field to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon a targeted monster. If a face-up water monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card. Special summon one Ice Jade monster from your hand or graveyard except Ice Jade Tanola. You can only use each effect of Ice Jade Tanola once per turn. So up next is Fabled Marcosia. Again, if I'm pronouncing it wrong, please correct me in the comments. The special ability is, if this card is in your hand, you can discard up to 2 monsters except Fabled Marcosia, but including another Fabled monster, and if you do, special summon this card. If summoned this way, this card gains 200 attack for each monster discarded. If this card is discarded to the graveyard, add one Fabled spell or trap from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Fabled Marcosia once per turn. Up next is Beat Trooper Scale Bomber. If an insect monster is normal or special summon to your field except during a damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. When a monster your opponent controls activates its effect or quick effect, you can tribute one insect monster, destroy it. You can only use each effect of Beat Trooper Scale Bomber once per turn. Speaking of Beat Trooper, the Trap Beat Trooper Squad, which tribute one non-token insect monster, special summon up to one Beat Trooper token. Insect Earth level 3 at 1000 attack and defense. For every 1000 original attack and attributed monster, you can only activate Beat Trooper Squad once per turn. Next, Ida, the Sun Magician. If this card is normal summoned or flipped face up, you can special summon one spellcaster monster with 1500 defense from your hand or deck in face down defense mode, except Ida, the Sun Magician. During your opponent's main phase, you can change one face down spellcaster monster you control to face up attack or defense. You can only use each effect of Ida, the Sun Magician once per turn. Next up is Fly a Red Carp. Quick effect, you could discard one water monster This card gains 500 attack. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can tribute this card. Special summon one fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster from your hand or deck. You can only use each effect of flying a red card once per turn. Next is Lava Laval X Lord. Again, if I'm pronouncing it wrong, please correct me in the comments. There's a synchro monster. When your opponent activates an effect of a monster on the field or in their hand, quick effect, you can only destroy that monster. If you do, inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. If this synchro summon card is in its owner's control, is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can special summon up to 3 non-synchro fire monsters with 200 defense from your graveyard defense mode, but negate their effects. You can only use each effect of Laval X Lord once per turn. Next up, the spell Book of Lunar Eclipse. Discard 1 card, then target 2 face-up monsters on the field. Change them to face-down defense mode. Next up, Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood. A zombie tuner monster. During either turn except the end phase, quick effect, you can discard this card, apply this effect this turn. You can only use this effect of Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood once per turn. Each time your opponent special summons an effect monster during the main phase or battle phase, you gain life points equal to that monster's attack. If you do not gain life points by this effect, your life points are half during the end phase. Now onto a trap that really catches my interest. The trap, the Revived Sky God. Which is basically a trap for Cypher the Sky Dragon. The activation of this card or its effects cannot be negated, nor can its effects be negated. Special summon 1 Cypher the Sky Dragon from your graveyard. Did each player draw it until they have 6 cards in their hands? You can banish this card from your graveyard. Place 1 Monster Reborn from your deck or graveyard on top of your deck. Then if a Divine Monster is in your graveyard, draw 1 card. You can only use each effect of the Revived Sky God once per turn. I have to consider adding that to my deck, because I might need it. Especially with Cypher. Next up is Flow, Anduries, and Token. And again, guys, I apologize, bear with me. If I pronounce some of these cards wrong, please correct me. If this face-up card would leave the field, banish it instead. You can only use each effect of the following effects of Flow, Anduries, and Token once per turn. I cannot special summon during your turn. You activate either effect. If this card is normal summoned, you can target one of your banished Flow, Anduries cards added to your hand, and immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon 1 Winged Beast monster. If a Winged Beast monster is normal summon to your field while this card is banished. You can add this card to your hand. Next up, the quick play spell Cross Out Designator. Declare one card name, banish one of this declared card from your main deck, and if you do, negate its effects, as well as deactivated effects and effects on the field of cards with the same original name until the end of this turn. You can only activate one cross-out designator once per turn. Next up, Desbian Tragedy. If this card is sent to the graveyard or banished by a card effect, you can add one Desbian monster from your deck to your hand, except Desbian Tragedy. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one branded spell or trap in your graveyard, set it on your field. You can only use one Desbian Tragedy effect per turn, and only once that turn. Alright guys, gonna do one more, then gonna see you guys for part 2. Last but not least, the trap Magic Key Locking. Tribute one normal monster or Magic Key monster except a token, and target up to 2 normal monsters and or Magic Key monsters in your graveyard whose total level equals 8 or less. Special summon those monsters in defense mode, and you can apply one of the following effects immediately after this effect resolves. Synchro summon one Magic Key Synchro monster using monsters you control. XYZ summon one Magic Key monster. XYZ summon one Magic Key XYZ monster using monsters you control. Alright guys, that'll do it for part 1. See you guys in part 2 very shortly.